My name is Heather Doro Matheny, and I'm a BCBA at Solutions Behavioral Healthcare Professionals. Frequently when I have parents and clients starting at the clinic, one of the parents' primary concerns is how to help their child who's differently abled build relationships with peers in the community or the classroom setting. It's a challenge that's faced by almost every single family that we serve and often comes up in treatment planning. Oftentimes, children don't have early exposure to peers that have different abilities than their own, so being the parent of a differently abled child who's willing to go into a setting like the classroom or the community and teach and explain differences to the other kids is really important. We often want to protect our children. We wish that kids would just accept them as they are and that there wouldn't be all these hard questions to answer, but answering the questions to offer kids an opportunity to understand your child and their differences is really important. It helps them to feel more comfortable in approaching your child and including them in interactions and in spending time with them when they can have a deeper understanding of the why your child might be different or how they might be different. For parents, it's often difficult to respond to spur-of-the-moment questions from peers about their children, so often it's helpful to have prepared responses that you can use in those moments when you're caught off guard by someone's curiosity. Things that are easy to script and kind of say off the cuff when you're in a situation that might be difficult or challenging. Using children's resources in talking to peers about your child can be helpful because it's something that they're already familiar with, so it can make it easier for children to digest this information and gain an understanding of it. Oftentimes you can find resources like picture books or cartoon characters that use different communication methods or mobility aids. I know there's some characters with different needs and communication styles on things like Arthur, Sesame Street, so kind of those things that kids are already seeing at early ages that you can sort of pair those conversations with to make them more palatable for young kids. Even when we expose kids to different communication styles or mobility needs, they don't necessarily understand how they should interact with this person, and so modeling the ways that they could be helpful to your child or the way that they could communicate with your child so that they can see it with your child, their friend, in the setting where they're going to see it can be incredibly helpful and make them more comfortable in sort of jumping in and doing it in the future. Creating more opportunities for peers to engage with your child offers more opportunity for them to get comfortable and really start to build that relationship. One of the ways that you can do this is by pairing maybe a younger interest of maybe a not developmentally normative child like Bluey with an older game like Sorry or Trouble, and it allows both parties to have an interest and a stake in the play opportunity, and just having more opportunities for them to engage in activities together can be really helpful in building that level of comfort for peers in engaging with your child. Finding common ground in play with kids who might have different interests than their same age peers due to their developmental needs can be really difficult, but finding opportunities for them to engage in community activities like sports or library story times, and then finding those common ground areas like playing a character-themed version of a board game or including your child's interest in pieces of a more age-appropriate activity for peers can really create those opportunities for bonding. Play is the universal language of children, and so often having additional opportunities to just be with your child and see them as a peer can be really helpful in establishing those relationships.